Ladies and gentlemen, I watched a lot of movies in August. I believe I saw 26 films in the month August 2025. And today I'm going to absolutely speedrun what I watched, what I rated it, if I enjoyed it. We're also going to go over some of my favorites and least favorites from the month, if you're wanting to know what to watch or avoid. In the past, these videos were very long. I'm trying to condense them a bit, so basically for every movie there will be a singular slide, and that lets you see the scores rather than me out loud saying the scores for absolutely everything. And because I know some of you are confused, TCAS stands for Technique, Cinematography, Audio, and Story. It's basically the cinema score of a film, whereas my entertainment enjoyment is literally just how much did I like the film? Did I have a good time? Without further ado, grab a snack, sit down, and let's go over what I watched this month. This is in order of the beginning of the month to the end of the month. I watched The Naked Gun, the 2025 version, The Amateur, Munchausen, the short film by Ari Aster, Drop, Barbarian, Dune Part 2, Weapons, Injustice, the animated movie, The Whale, Boy Kills World, Final Destination Bloodlines, Nobody 2, The Revenant, Spaceballs, Zootopia, Sinners, Mountainhead, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, Batman v Superman, John Wick Chapter 4, War of the Worlds 2025, Old, Weapons, again, Fight Club, Caught Stealing, and The Batman. Again, if you want more in-depth reviews, I did review several of those movies on this channel here, but you can follow me on Letterboxd at TimmyBug if you want to, so that you can see my thoughts as they come out about these movies. Favorites from the month, aka what did I enjoy and find the most impressive throughout the month of August. My number 5 pick is Dune Part 2. I do think from this list, this is probably cinematically speaking the most impressive, but I am going basically purely based off of enjoyment on my favorites for this month. Dune Part 2, very enjoyable time. On a rewatch, I understood it a lot more, and things clicked a lot more than on the first watching. Number 4 pick, Zootopia. This is just an awesome movie. It's got some great twists and turns. I like the story. Judy and Nick's chemistry is absolutely awesome. It's just a great time all around, and I really enjoyed it. And I hadn't seen it in a while, so that, I think, kind of made me enjoy it more than I would have if it was, you know, something that I had seen a year ago. I feel like I would have enjoyed it less than I did. Honorable mention, by the way, I forgot to put this at the beginning of the list, but Barbarian. I enjoyed Barbarian a lot, but I did not quite enjoy it as much as Dune Part 2, and that didn't allow for it to have a spot in this video, unfortunately, but I did want to mention it because I really enjoyed it. Number 3, The Naked Gun, the 2025 edition, is just truly one of the funniest theater, I would argue the funniest theater experience I've ever had. I had an absolute blast watching this. Number 2 for this month is The Revenant. I felt bad putting it at number 1, even though it technically probably would be number 1. It's a rewatch, but it's one of my favorite films of all time, so it is pretty high up there, and I would have felt bad putting it at 5 and everything else above it, but I really love this movie. And finally, my number 1 most enjoyed movie of the month was Weapons, and I watched Weapons the first time very much through the "this is scary" lens, and then the second time I went and saw it in theaters, I saw it through the "holy cow, this is really funny" lens. Like, it's a very funny movie if you aren't constantly scared by it. And both times I went and watched it, it was a very fun time. The second time especially, I took some friends to see it, and anytime there would be like an even moderately tense moment, I would just hear from beside me. Caden just wouldn't shut up. He's gonna hate the fact that I said that, but it's fine. He probably won't see this. Now we're on to my least favorites from this month, the movies that I feel like I enjoyed the least. So up first in the number 5 slot, we have Spaceballs. Now, I would like to clarify something real quick before you attack me in the comments. I don't really care for Star Wars that much. I'm not saying I dislike it. I would like to clarify. It is not a movie that I really grew up with as a child. Maybe that is partially why I don't like it that much. And the reason I clarify all of that is because Spaceballs is a parody of Star Wars. So already you're parodying something that I don't have that much attachment to, and that I probably don't understand a lot of the jokes from. Also, it's a lot of 80s humor, and I'm not saying that 80s humor is inherently bad, but it's just not my style of humor at all. I did very much like When They Comb the Desert, and I did very much like the name that was given to all of the people who have terrible eyesight on the ship. I just didn't love it. I didn't like it that much. I found it extraordinarily cringe, which is fine. If you like Spaceballs, it's really, really funny because the rest of these I'm like not gonna defend like this at all. If you like Spaceballs, cool, awesome. I'm glad you enjoy it. I just personally didn't. Next up, at the number 4 slot, we have Injustice. I got straight up no clue how, but they made a movie about Superman turning evil. Boring. They also made a movie with under 80 minutes of runtime. Boring. For reference, for those of you who aren't particularly amazing at math, this movie was like an hour and 15 minutes long. And it was boring as heck. I couldn't believe it. I just didn't enjoy it at all. Number 3, Fight Club. I'm not going to go extensively into why I didn't like this, but the movie acts super deep, and I didn't think it was. And I think that's the best way to say this while causing the least amount of damage to my reputation online. Number 2, Mountainhead. I got no problem trashing this thing. I think it deserves to be trashed. The movie's way too long. It's admittedly kind of funny sometimes, and the satire hits a couple times, but in the exact same vein as Fight Club, it acts so pretentious. The film comes off as so deeply understanding of the issues that it's trying to talk about, and says next to nothing by the end of it. Again, it had some kind of funny moments, but it was way too long, and I really, really didn't end up caring for it at all. And finally, my number 1 pick for worst of the month was War of the Worlds, in a move that absolutely nobody expected. This is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. I legitimately had to skip around in this movie. This is something I never do for movies, but 15 minutes in, when I clicked on the slider and the movie had like an hour and 15 minutes left, I was like, I'm gonna die if I don't put this thing on 2x speed and skip ahead a little bit. And guess what? You lose nothing. I've seen so many YouTube videos on the thing that I feel like the probably 15 minutes of total content that I cut out of this movie added absolutely nothing. This was terrible. I didn't like it. They made it for $7.99 and a crisp handshake, and I didn't like it at all. I don't understand why Amazon decided to release this. I really don't. Because if you're trying to release something to get people to hate watch it, at least make it decent. Like, at least usually with something that a studio releases trying to get people to hate watch it, right? Like Velma, perfect example. Something that generally disrespects the source material, which this also generally disrespects the source material. At least they try and make it decent and not completely and totally awful and irredeemable in any way possible. But this was very bad. Chadwick, this was a bad recommendation, and that's strike 1, okay? I'm gonna be perfectly honest. Not that I think you're watching this, but I would like you to know that I've not forgotten that you recommended War of the Worlds to me. And granted, you did say it wasn't very good, but I haven't forgotten this, and I'm gonna remember this, and I'm gonna find some way. I'm gonna recommend you some movie that's just agonizing for you to watch, and you're not gonna know when it happens or what I'm recommending, but I'm gonna recommend it, and it's gonna be really, really funny. that's it for me. What did you watch this month? Let me know in the comments down below. Do you agree with my favorites? Do you agree with my least favorites? Why do you think that War of the Worlds shouldn't exist? Please let me know in the comment section down below. You can follow me on Letterboxd for day-to-day updates on things. Whenever I watch something, I pretty much, not immediately, but I same day go ahead and log it on Letterboxd and give my thoughts on it if you want to follow me there. That handle is TimmyBug, and you can click on the link in the description down below if you don't feel like searching for me on Letterboxd. And be sure to subscribe to this channel because I'm going to be watching a lot of really good stuff in September. Or at least I hope it's really good. Maybe it won't be. And maybe you should subscribe here and follow me on Letterboxd. I'm really plugging that very hard. Anyways, I'm going to kill that mosquito now. See y'all later.